Alrighty, quick update. I'll be brief today, but because I haven't really done a lot. So I did the compression test. Everything came up good. So obviously the process tried to do a bit of a rough connection of the starter. So I've just done a temporary setup now, just so I can get the compression test done. So yeah, I'll just run it through a relay and put the battery in there, and it worked fine. So yeah, so I've already done a video on compression tests, so it doesn't really matter. So I just did the oil priming first, so valve covers off, get your little 5/16 spanner and tie her up with a bit of tape, 1/4 inch setup like that, and turn it anti-clockwise, and yeah, watch the oil come up through all the lifters. So just maybe chuck a bit of rag down the side on each side just to stop oil going elsewhere, because I found the back ones went up first and then the front ones come up last. So it just depends what position the crank's in. So anyway, easy job, got done. So pumping well, oil's in there. So I just did the compression test, come up good on all cylinders. So very similar to what the old engine was. So obviously I've cleaned all up, all the valves and all the valve seats, and cleaned up all the pistons and everything like that, so they're all nice and clean and fresh now. So so it was ranging from 175 through to 190 psi, so that was okay. That's all I needed. A little bit higher than I thought, but that's life, that's the way it is. So I don't know, whatever that equates to as a compression ratio, 10.5, whatever, I don't know, give or take, it'll be around 9.5 to 10.5, whatever. So everything else is all good. So I've got to wire it all up now. So it's going to be a couple of days, well, a few days, probably Easter weekend or whatever. I'll get back into it, and I'll get all the wiring done up. It's all ready to go. It's all set up. It's all cleaned. It's all laid out. It just needs to be run properly, taped up, and then put into the nice layout. So yeah, all the wiring jobs are done. The starter extensions have been put in. Everything else fits onto the sensors just fine. So I'll run those new wires, one to the aircon, and I'll just rough in a couple of wires which are all set up already. In this pile I've got them ready to go for those two spot fog lights down the bottom. Yeah, so other than that, yeah, it's good, and the condenser fan of course. So yeah, it's just a matter of wiring time, which I don't mind. Good fun doing wiring. You can, and then connect everything up, power steering, fuel lines, exhaust, my temporary exhaust, radiator and all that. So I just got a little bit to do on this bugger down here, because for some reason I put the long one in there and I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to put the short one there, and for some reason I put the long one. It's supposed to be only that long. So the problem is I've got two short ones and they're in there somewhere, and I think the box I need is buried down the bottom beyond that. So I've got, or it's down the bottom there. So I've got two boxes of all the spare parts, and I can't remember which box I put them in, and I don't know why I didn't leave them out. But anyway, just for people's info, I tell you, these trolleys here, the little moving trolleys you get from Super Cheap, about 40 bucks. They hold about 350 kilo, and you can put a whole engine on them. They're bloody good. I haven't strapped that down yet, so don't, yeah, obviously it's sort of balancing in the breeze, but yeah, I'll tell you, to move them around, you can still move the bloody engine around. So you can move it around with your foot. So that's what I had on the 351. As you can see, it does bend them, but hey, they bloody work. They're a treat. So for the money, and to have an engine that's mobile in your shed is a lot better than sitting on a tyre, where then you need an engine crane to move it to where you want to get it out of the way. So anyway, for 40 bucks, it's worth it. So anyway, so I'm going to leave that for Easter weekend. I might get a little bit done here and there, but for the next little bit I've got to attack these babies. They're the Simmons wheels. So I've got to tackle them, and I've got to get them pulled apart. I've got new bolts for them, whole box full of bloody bolts. So yeah, I've got to get all them pulled apart and get them painted, which I'm doing myself. I'm going to paint them gold. So look at that. And I did a little bit of a test polish. I can't remember where it was. There it was. Look at that. That's just 1-2 second test polish. So these should come up pretty bloody good, and hopefully not too much trouble. Yeah, so I've got to paint all them. So I scored 5 of these Simmons, so I've got a spare wheel. That's a Simmons wheel. So it's not something you generally do. But anyway, so these are not for this car. This is for my yellow XE. So first round of drag racing's on the 26th, something like that. Anyway, towards the last Saturday of April. So the first round of drag racing's on. So I've got to get the MTs thrown on there and get out to the drag strip on the end of April. So I've got to make sure those are done. Otherwise, I have to change the tyres twice, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, they should look sweet on the old yellow S-Pack turbo job. I reckon they'll look great. So this one here, I'm just going to stick the silver snowflakes on. I like the, not that stalk, but the ones that's sitting on my car now. Let's go for a walk, since we've got time. Hey chooks. These are little buggers. Oh, you need a fluff, do you? Here you go. Oh, you little tookie. Oh, good tookie. That's funny. So yeah, these ones are going on the other car. So I'll be painting them silver and all that. A really nice bright silver. So yeah, geez, that gold looks great on the old other car. Looks bloody super duper. So yeah, so that's, I'm using these ones on the other car. I think they're off an EA S-Pack, I think. But I like that style. You get a little bit of dish. You get the colour, and I'll get all them really nicely shined up and chromed and all that. So not chrome, but shiny. So anyway, that's all I've got. Righto, thank you very much. I shall update sort of Easter weekend-ish, and hopefully, well, I should, there's no reason why I won't, but I'll get the car wired up and get that thing running. So yeah, no worries. Thanking you.